everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing 15 crafting tool must-haves. What makes them must-haves? Well, these are items that I use most often and most of the time on a daily basis. I will have links for each one of these items in my description box below if you are interested in any of them, but a lot of these you can find at your local home improvement store. I will also try to have all of these listed in my Amazon store if you find multiple items that you would like to purchase and you don't want to click on each individual link. Now, I don't have them in any particular order. These are just my most used crafting tools. So first up is a silicone mat. Now, I've had my silicone mat for quite a few years. I actually have cut a tiny little hole in it by accident, so I think I will be purchasing a new one very soon, but they come in various different sizes and different colors. What I love about this mat is that you can get paint on it when you are painting your crafts, and once that paint dries, you can wipe it right off. So let's test it out a little bit. We'll put some paint on here and we're going to get it all over the place. While that's drying, I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on here because these silicone mats are heat resistant, which means that it will not get damaged by the hot glue, and it is also going to be so easy to remove that glue once it cools down. So now that the paint has dried, you can take a warm cloth, just plain warm water, and wipe it off. Or if it's a little bit stubborn, you can add a little bit of Dawn dish soap, but this wiped off so easily with just a wet paper towel. And the glue, now that it has dried, you can peel that right off. So this will save you a lot of money. Instead of using craft paper to paint your projects on, you can paint them on a silicone mat and wipe them down in between each project. Now, my next item is my mini Gorilla glue gun. So for many, many years, I had an arrow glue gun with a detailed tip, and it finally gave out on me, and in a pinch, I grabbed this Gorilla mini glue gun, and it is wonderful. It has a low and high setting, so low for some of your fabrics and some of your delicate florals, and then a high setting for more of like your wood and plastic. Now, I like to use the smaller mini glue gun because it gives you a more precise placement of your hot glue rather than the larger glue guns. But this one has done very well for me and I'm very pleased with it, but this is something that I have to have because I use my glue gun almost daily. That brings me to my third must-have, which is the Gorilla Mini Glue Sticks. You can purchase these in a value pack of 75 for about $9. They bond to wood, metal, glass, plastic, floral, fabric, leather, foam, just about anything. I love these Gorilla glue sticks. I have tried other glue sticks in the past, but these are my absolute favorite. Now, I have not tried the Dollar Tree glue sticks. If you guys have tried those, let me know how they work. But I have just been very pleased with the Gorilla glue sticks, so I highly recommend these. Now, my fourth must-have are some heavy-duty scissors. These are the Cobalt heavy-duty scissors. You can find these at Lowe's in a pack of 2. They have a large one and then a more precise, smaller scissor for about $6. They have these soft grip handles, and these are great for cutting thicker materials, thicker fabrics, some very thin wood, craft sticks. They're just a great item to have, and they're going to save on your everyday scissors. That way you won't be wearing your everyday scissors out by cutting those thicker items. Next item up is a utility knife, or some people call them box blades or box cutters. These are perfect for getting a more precise cut if you are adding some scrapbook paper to a project and you need to trim around the outside. This will get a much closer cut than a pair of scissors. They are also great for cutting Dollar Tree signs. If you need to cut the size of those very thick MDF type signs, you can score your project a couple of times and those Dollar Tree signs will pop right in half. So this is a great tool to have in your craft room. Next up are my handheld miter shears. I love these things. You can cut pieces of wood, plastic. It has a blade that you can change out, and you can also cut different angles on these. These are perfect for craft sticks. They cut through them so quickly and easily. And if you need to put an angle on it, like for the project that I made, my barn tissue box holder, these are perfect for that, to create those barn doors or the windows, and to be able to cut these craft sticks down with the 45 edging, and then you can match the two up. These are absolutely perfect for that. They have the soft grip handle. They're very lightweight and they're so easy to use. You can also cut thicker pieces like dowels. As long as it is a soft wood, it will go through there very easily with no problem. So I highly recommend these. You will not be disappointed if you get some handheld miter shears. Now for thicker wood like the paint stir sticks, the 5-gallon paint stir sticks, and some of Dollar Tree's wood planks, I do recommend a miter box and handsaw. Now mine is super old. As you can see, it has rust all over it. It's been well used, but it has lasted me for so many years, and they don't cost that much money. You can also cut angles on this as well in either direction, and they are super easy to use. And as you can tell, I was doing this on my silicone mat, and that is how I got a hole in it to begin with. But this is a great item to have so that you don't have to get out your big saw. I love to use this if I just have a few small projects or a few small pieces of wood I need to cut down, instead of going and getting my huge miter saw out. Alright, so we've got a little bit of sawdust on the mat. That brings us to the next must-have in your craft room, is a tabletop vacuum. I love my little tabletop vacuum. It gets up glitter, sawdust. It cleans up that debris in a jiffy. I like this because it is rechargeable. You can just plug it in with the cord that is provided, and you'll see a little red light. When that turns green, it is fully charged. Once mine has a full charge, it can last for weeks depending on how much I use it, so I don't have to replace any batteries, and it is so easy to clean out. All you have to do is twist it open and then empty your debris out. I love this little tabletop vacuum. It saves a lot of time cleaning up in between projects. Next item up is a pair of tin snips. These come in handy when you need to cut some florals down that are fairly thick, like the ones you get from Hobby Lobby. You don't want to ruin your scissors. These are so easy to use, and you can also cut pieces of plastic, some thin metals with these, and it will give you a fairly straight line using this. So I used this when I created the faux wrought iron arch to cut all of those plastic tabs down to make sure they were nice and straight on all of those outside edges. You can use this to cut down some of the aluminum pans. So not just the floral stems, but they're great for many other projects as well. Next up is a cordless power drill. You don't have to get this particular brand. You don't even have to get a cordless one, but I do recommend having a drill, especially if you're making larger projects like the 3 pumpkins that I just made this last fall, or the 3 snowmen that I made out of 2x4s. These are great to use to pre-drill your holes so that your wood doesn't split before attaching your screws. So I always recommend having a drill on hand. They are so handy. Like I said, my husband gave me this one. I know this is fairly expensive, but they have a lot less expensive drills online as well as in the home improvement stores. So it is always nice to have something like that on hand to be able to attach your wood pieces together. Number 11 is a manual staple gun. This is an arrow staple gun. You can actually find this online as well as at Lowe's. These are so handy. They actually will hold either a 1/4 inch staple, a 3/8 inch staple, or a 1/2 inch staple. These are great if you are making signs that are seasonal, that you know people are going to store in the attic in the off season. If you're adding some florals, if you want to make sure those florals stay in place or the bow stays in place, you can use this staple gun to attach that to your sign, and then you don't have to worry about the hot glue coming apart if someone stores it in a very hot area in the off season. They have a soft grip and they are very easy to use. Some of them are very hard to push down. They also sell automatic staple guns if maybe you can't get a tight enough grip and you need something to be able to use with the power that would be able to get the staple in there further if you can't push it down hard enough. So that is another option as well. Speaking of staples, you guys have seen me use this multiple times here in the last few years, and that is my staple remover. This is a heavy-duty staple remover. This is great if you remove the staples from like Dollar Tree canvases, or if you need to remove some embellishments from some Dollar Tree projects. This is an excellent item to have to remove those hard to remove staples. It just really gets in there and pops it up. It saves you a lot of time. It just saves your hands from having to pull each one of those individual staples out. So this is just a great item to have. Next up, if you like to do a lot of spray painting, is to have one of these plastic spray paint Lazy Susans. This makes it so much easier to be able to spray all the sides without having to walk around, or if you're using a spray tint and you can't get access to the back side, you can spray your item down, turn it, and continue to spray without having to move around the object. It is also great if you are painting a project with a paintbrush and you want to get a precise line all the way around. Say for example you're painting a vase and you want to get a perfect line all the way around. You can place your vase on the Lazy Susan and hold your brush in place and turn it as you're painting, and it will give you a perfectly precise line on that project. Number 14 is a square. Now you can find this at Dollar Tree, but I also recommend having a large square. This is perfect for keeping items aligned together as you are working on them. If you make like projects with tumbling tower pieces, or if you have some items that you want to make sure the bottom and the sides line up and everything is square, this is a perfect item to have in your craft room. And last but definitely not least is, it's not a heat gun because I don't have a heat gun. I use a hair dryer. This is just my old hair dryer. I use this to dry my paint in between projects to help speed up that process a little bit more. But what I love about it, it has the high and low setting, but it also has the cool feature. So if you're using a lot of hot glue and you're having to hold an item in place waiting for that hot glue to set up, this is a great way to speed up the cooling of your hot glue so that you don't have to hold it that long. So that is what I love about using my hair dryer rather than a heat gun. I'm so glad you guys stayed with me to the end. I have a brand new item that I just received for Christmas that I want to test out with you guys for the very first time. That way we can see just how well it does and maybe if this will become a new staple in my craft room. So my husband gave me this lithium power cutter. It has a blade, and it says it can cut up to 1/4 inch material. So great for foam board, thick cardboard, maybe some thin soft wood. You charge it up with your charging cord. I have already fully charged mine, and we are getting ready to test it out to see just how well this will cut. So I'm going to start off with a piece of foam board. Of course, you know, you could cut foam board with your scissors, but I just want to see how close or how straight of a cut we can get. So you have to pull the trigger while you're pressing the button to get it to start. Well, that cut pretty straight. I'm pretty impressed with that. One of those jumbo craft sticks. Alright, doesn't work that great on that because it really, if you can see it, just shredded the end of it. Like one of these thicker craft sticks. Let's see what it does for that. Again, it shredded that. So not so good with thin items. I would still definitely use my handheld miter shears for those because they're going to get me that clean cut without shredding it. So it's not going to replace these. Let's try one of those 5-gallon star sticks from Walmart. Oh, and I don't think it's going to cut this because it's too thick. Yep, it's not going to replace my handsaw. This is too thick for it. Let's check out a piece of fabric. Let's see how well it'll do with a piece of just fabric. Let's see, I might shred that up. Well, it cuts through that like butter. So, it's a great item to have for something thin, like foam board, cardboard, fabric, but is not going to replace my miter shears or my handheld saw. But it is something really cool. You guys, thanks so much for spending time with me today. Please take care, and I'll see you guys next time.